Okay, we're going to do another guided practice, this time looking at balancing chemical equations 2. Again, we've got 25 questions. I got a 20-sided die, so let's roll it to see which ones we're doing. Hey, look at that, nat 20. All right, so we're doing number 20. Then we've got an 8. We've got a 2. We've got a 9. And we've got another 9. And we've got an 18. Okay, let's look at our stuff. Number 2, we've got lithium reacting with sulfuric acid to give us lithium sulfate and hydrogen gas. Okay, so let's look at our stuff. We've got 1 lithium over here, and we've got 2 lithiums over here. All right, so obviously we need to change that. All right, we need 2 of them. So multiplying by 2. Now I've got 2 lithiums on each side, 2 hydrogens on each side, a sulfate and a sulfate. So we're all balanced out. Let's look at our next one. We've got sodium chloride reacting with fluorine gas to give us sodium fluoride and chlorine gas. All right. Let's start with our sodiums. Na, Na. 1 of each on each side. That sounds good. Chlorine, we've got 1 over here, and we've got 2 over there. So we need to change this one. All right, so what times 1 gives us 2? 2 times 1 gives us 2. All right, we did just change our sodiums, so we've got 2 sodiums now. To fix that, to get 2 sodiums over there, we need to multiply this side by 2 as well. That gives us 2 fluorines, and look at that. We've got 2 fluorines on the other side. So now this thing is balanced. 2 sodiums, 2 sodiums, 2 chlorines, 2 chlorines, 2 fluorines, 2 fluorines. We're good. All right, number 9. We've got diatomic hydrogen reacting with diatomic oxygen to give us water. Okay, so right now, our hydrogens look good. We got 2 hydrogens on each side of our arrow. Our oxygens, though, are not balanced. We've got 2 oxygens on the left and 1 oxygen on the right. Okay, to fix that, well, we're going to need to multiply this side by 2. Okay, now we've got 2 oxygens on the left, 2 oxygens on the right. All right, this 2 does multiply by the entire compound, so that does change our hydrogens. So 2 times 2, we've now got 4 hydrogens on the product side of our reaction. All right, to get 4 hydrogens on the reactant side, we would need to multiply by 2. Okay, so now we've got 4 hydrogens on each side and 2 oxygens on each side. So now that's balanced. Number 18, we've got hydrochloric acid reacting with calcium carbonate to give us calcium chloride, water, and carbon dioxide. All right, now this one looks complicated because we've got 5 compounds this time. But as long as you're counting your stuff up, it'll still end up working out. No reason to lose your head. So let's look over here. We've got a hydrogen. And over here, we've got 2 hydrogens. Well, I mean, how do we usually fix things? We got 2 hydrogens. We want 2 hydrogens over here. Let's multiply by 2. Okay, so multiplying that by 2 gives us 2 chlorines as well. On the other side, we've got 2 chlorines. All right, so our hydrogens are good. Our chlorines are good. Looking at our calciums, we've got 1 calcium, and on the other side, 1 calcium. All right, so that worked out. Carbon, 1 of each on each side. All right, that sounds good. And then oxygens on this side, we've got 3 of them. And then on the other side, we've got 1 right there and another 2 right there for a total of 3 oxygens. Okay, so even though this thing originally looked scarier because it's got more compounds to worry about, you really only needed 1 number to fix it. Just putting a 2 right there balanced the whole thing out. Okay, next one, we've got water reacting with oxygen gas to give us hydrogen peroxide. Okay, so looking at our stuff, we've got 2 hydrogens on the left, 2 hydrogens on the right. Okay, so far so good. Our oxygens, we've got a total of 3 on this side of our arrow. 1 right there, another 2 right there. All right, and then we've got 2 on the other side. Okay, so this is kind of going along with one of the hints that I gave out when you're having trouble balancing stuff. If you ever got an odd number of something on one side of your arrow, so like right now we've got an odd number of oxygens, we've got 3 on this side, and an even number on the other side, like 2, well, there's no way for us to ever get an odd number of oxygens over here, which means we need to multiply this side by an even. All right, so here's where that odd oxygen's coming from. Let's try multiplying by an even number. How about 2? It's always a good place to start. Okay, so now if I look at all my oxygens, I've got 2, another 2, I've got 4 oxygens on this side, okay, which is an even number, and I can work with that. All right, so I've got 4 oxygens over here. If I wanted 4 oxygens over here, well, I've already got 2, so I'm just going to multiply by 2. All right, so I've got 4 oxygens on the left, 4 oxygens on the right, and then looking at my hydrogens, 2 times 2, so 4 hydrogens over here, and 2 times 2, 4 hydrogens over there. All right, now It's not always going to work with 2 when you're thinking about that needing to multiply by an even number. Sometimes it'll be a larger number, so I don't recommend writing in pen. But if you ever got an odd number on one side of your equation, try multiplying by an even. It'll get you along the right direction. All right? It may not be the right even, but if it doesn't work, try another one. All right, so there's 5 examples on balancing chemical equations 2. If you have additional questions on stuff that I didn't go over, make sure that you send me a message on Schoology. See ya.